So guys, am I audible and visible?
Yes. Oh, can
To
we put
everyone?
Yeah.
the headphone or you have to remove it? Remove it.
That's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the recording is being started. So yeah, we'll continue with our team. Our team name is Sans, and there are 6 people in our team. So we have chosen the topic Kedarnath flood, which happened on 16 June 2013. So Kedarnath tragedy, it basically happened from 16 June to 18 June. The reason was like bursting of glacial lakes, heavy flooding, fresh landsliding along steep river banks, and heavy precipitation in the upper reaches of Uttarakhand, which basically happened from 16 to 18 June. So coming into the next slide. Uh, so basically, this is the picture of Uttarakhand where the flood affected areas are. The cream layer is mostly the most affected districts, and the red dotted areas are the landslide. So that is about this slide. So who is responsible for this, man or nature? There are basically natural inside the natural reason. There are two things: heavy incessant rainfall, which is a trigger for Uttarakhand's disaster. From 15 to 18 June 2013, the state of Uttarakhand and adjoining area received heavy rainfall, which was basically about 375% more than the benchmark rainfall during a normal season. So at that year, it was very high. So, and the second reason is also, I mean, in the first reason, the massive rainfall and cloudburst events happened at multiple places, and this led to melting of Choraburi Glacier at the height of around 3,800 meters and eruption of the Mandakini River, which led to heavy floods. And the second natural reason is collapse of the moraine dammed Choraburi Lake. So the main cause of this was, as I mentioned earlier, the torrential rains that area received between 15 and 17. Due to heavy rainfall, glacier, which is thickly covered by snow, rapidly melted. So there was no outlets in lake. Water was simply released through a narrow passage, and ultimately, loose moraine dam breached, causing an enormous devastation in Kedarnath Valley.
So my next is the only it's only nature's faulty. So the major causes of that disaster, that flood over there, was mainly for the man-made causes of the disasters. The pollution and global warming accounted for the melting of glaciers, and the global warming like greenhouse effects and all that heated the temperature. So the glaciers melted, then the violation of the environmental laws and deforestation, major deforestation over there, for building hydroelectricity plants and increasing the infrastructure facility. Mountain causes landslides and all. So there are 70 dams existing in Char Dham area. The dam construction involves the blasting of hills, which increases the landslide and causes the main portion of river to the river diversion. The more than 220 power and mining projects are running in 14 river valleys in Uttarakhand. Several rivers are being diverted through tunnels and the project land and which causes the disaster in the state.
So the rescue and relief operation was also initiated by the government, and many army, air force, and ITBP and BSF was also there, and several thousand soldiers were deployed from for the rescue missions, and Even with army, there was political parties and their activists are also managing the relief centers. And due to heavy rough terrain, heavy fogs, the helicopter was also there to rescue people. So uh, by 21st June 2013, Army had deployed 10,000 soldiers and 11 helicopters and sent 45 naval drivers, and Air Force has deployed 60 aircraft, including 36 helicopters. And so the woods was also brought to the site for funeral activities, and that's it.
So special trains were employed by the government all over the country to cater the needs of the flood victims. ITBP Jawans distributed medicines to stranded pilgrims during Uttarakhand rescue operations. Local people distributed foods to the rescue pilgrims near IAF base camp in Darasu. Indian Army showed extreme level of courage in saving the people. In the rescue mission Operation Rahat, one helicopter got crashed and 20 bodies were found on site.
And the financial assistance provided are, and the Prime Minister of India undertook an aerial survey of the affected areas and announced 1,000 crore aid package for the disaster relief efforts in that state. And the government also announced 2 lakh for total damaged houses in the flood. And several state government also announced financial assistance that are Uttar Pradesh government provided 24 crore, and the government of Haryana, Maharashtra and Delhi provided 10 crore each, and the governments of Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh also provided 5 crore each. And also the international funds provided were the US ambassador to India extended financial help of $150 $150,000 through the United States agency. And also the US announced that US will provide further financial aid of $75,000.
Ellen.
And the strategy for rehabilitation was close service of the affected villages, and also assessment of the nature loss. And next, the priority areas for they provide priority areas for help and support, and the knowledge and technology support, and also the rehabilitation of community and training and teaching to community to combat future disasters. And these whole strategy must be in two major steps: the immediate plan and long-term plan. The immediate plans were food, utensils, milk for children, clothes, first aid kit, emergency shelter, sanitation, and water filters.
So this was the presentation which we done regarding Kedarnath flood, which happened in 2013. So by that, we conclude the presentation. Thank you. Thank you once again.